So first of all, before I get accused of being just a disgruntled ex-employee, you're going to see plenty of evidence on my Twitter that I'll repost as well. That I do like the Wizards a lot. I worked there for a long time. I care for a lot of people in the organization. I'm sure they're not thrilled with me now that I'm doing media stuff, but to be honest, I'm saying what needs to be said right here. I've said a lot of really nice things. I love the players as people. I think they have a really good staff, a really good front office. I still talk to a lot of the people there. I've said great things about John Wall, about all the players on the roster. I've said Ryan Richmond, an assistant, is going to be a head coach someday. Said a lot of really nice things. I don't have an agenda. I'm not out to prove anything. Actually, I hope they win the NBA Finals this year because that'll make me look a lot better by just association of having never been with the team. So I legitimately wish them all the best, but obviously right now they're not in a good place, and things need to get a lot better. And when I watched this game, it was an incredibly frustrating, hard game to watch, and it's causing me a lot of pain to even to watch it. I don't know. I'm not going to speak to lifestyle or going out late or any of the things that Stephen A. Smith's talking about, but I do see a team that's lacking leadership. I do see a team that's not playing hard. Um, and that's just to start with. If you don't have leadership, if you don't play hard, I think you're dead from the start. I think Larry Brown or somebody used to say, you can't coach effort. The effort, first and foremost, is on the players. And so, if you're a max guy, if you're a superstar, whatever you are, if you're the summer of separation, separate yourself. Go out and prove it. Enough talk, enough words. Go out and do it. Okay, so to me, that means playing hard every possession, sacrificing for your teammates, not having any agenda on the court, just going all out, playing the right way, playing hard. And if I don't see that from a team that's 5-10, there's some games where it's understood if it's a back-to-back against a really good team, if you've had a really tough schedule, you can't show up all 82 games. I understand that. But if you're just coming off a crappy loss to Brooklyn, you've got a day off, and then you've got a home game against Portland, who you beat in Portland, you got to come out with more effort and intensity than this. And you can't talk about pride and all these things and guarding your man, and it's just saying all these things and then not do it over and over and over again. You have to do it. If it's the summer of separation, any separation, whatever, separate yourself. Prove that you're one of the 5 to 10 best players in the league. Because right now, I'm not even sure you're playing like one of the best 5 to 10 point guards. You can play a lot better. Markieff can play a lot better. Dwight can play a lot better. Brad can play a lot better. Otto can play a lot better. Everybody on the team can play a lot better. But it starts with the leaders and it starts at the top. All right, enough talk. Let's watch the film. First of all, they run this horns action. I think John has Dwight maybe on this late lob. A lot of these passes are I'm just confused by, not in who he's throwing it to, but just these passes are wildly off the mark. This pass is nowhere close to hitting Otto Porter in his shooting pocket or anywhere near where a shooter can catch and shoot. And just I saw a lot of these passes yesterday that are just really not accurate. I don't know if something's going on with his hand, and again, if there's something that's an injury or something bigger than that I'm missing, then that's understandable. But if you're perfectly healthy and if nothing's majorly wrong, these passes have to be on time and on target, and they're not. It's a terrible pass, first of all, and then second, you see Otto Porter is falling out of bounds because of your bad pass. Realize what's going to happen here. He's probably going to turn the ball over. So standing out of bounds like this doesn't serve any purpose. You see the turnover, all right? Now it's definitely a turnover. Now Brad's pretty much even with right here. John's pretty much even with right here. All right, so your job now as leaders of the team, sprint back. Do your job. Do your job and guard Lillard. Do your job and guard McCollum. Like we said, they were even in transition. Right here. John probably should even know as a player with him falling out of bounds, you can go get a head start right now. This is going to be a turnover. You don't have much of a chance of retaining the ball right here. Sprint, 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 sprint. We got Brad back. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 Blazers. 4-on-1's not very high percentage. John Wall's not past half court. I showed this play on Twitter, but it was so bad I have to show it again. All right. This is an end of shot clock. Shot that has no chance, basically, of going in. He's just throwing the ball up, try to get it on the rim. John sees that. Watch him now. Again, you're down 19 at home, going into halftime. There's 7 seconds left. Stand. Just stand there. Just stand there. Don't stop the ball. Damian Lillard's behind you. Watch Damian Lillard. They called this foul. Portland made it a 21-point game at halftime on Lillard's putback. Sense of urgency. Al-Farouq Aminu is not the best shooter in the world. All else equal, you're probably going to live with him shooting on good possessions where you defend. If you make them kick the ball around a few times and add multiple efforts, if he takes a 3, sure, you're okay with that. You're not okay with it if they just walk the ball down, not even running a play, swing the ball to him. This guy's like a 37% three-point shooter, something like that. This is 5 feet off him. Come on. We're 4 minutes into the game. Come on, Keith, let's go. You got to play. Showed this one on Twitter too. We'll show it again. Not John Wall's fault here. He did fall down after making a layup. You're in good shape, good condition as a starting 4-man in the NBA. You just have to grab this basketball. I mean, I just don't know what this is. But if you're, come on, let's go. Let's play. Grab the ball. These plays kill you. Help your teammates out. Column's going to hit. He's going to cut right off Nurkic. If Brad's going to chase over the top, John, you're guarding Evan Turner. Not an elite shooter right here. So you see Brad chasing, Column over the top. You got to at least be in here right now in a stance, seeing this, ready to take it away. And you can even tell Brad, you go get Turner right here. First priority, though, especially when guarding a non-shooter, you got to take away the basket. Too late. Pride, leadership. Come on, this is on you. Be there. First of all, just going to point out, you saw Portland, anytime the Wizards wanted to come run Bradley Beal, Otto Porter, anybody off a down screen, they were top-siding, meaning they were on top of this guy right here and forcing him away from the screen, not letting him come off. The Wizards, they're not touching anybody. They're so far off right here, they're just running around like it's dummy offense. So easy to come off these screens. So easy to get screened, just dying on these screens right here. You got to fight through this screen harder. You got to get up and over and into your man. Right here is too much separation. Jump up into the ball. Defending a ball screen is the little things. It's the technique. You can't be this far off. Jump up and get into him and fight over the screen. Being screened is a choice right here. You're just choosing to run into this screen. That's too much space. Okay, and then On the weak side, yeah, John's guarding Lillard. All right, you want to play him a little tighter, but you still start in. You start a little bit closer so you can get a little tag right here on Nurkic. He doesn't do that. Okay, Markieff comes in, which is fine too. He could come in as a low guy. But then if Markieff's going to take this role, John's got to be ready right here, in between these two guys. Ready to X out to the first pass. Right now, he's got to be dropped to right here, this area, and then wherever the first pass goes to from Nurkic, John goes to get that. His responsibility. Way too late. Pride. Guard your man. Evan Turner's a good player. The John Wall I knew when he loved to play Evan Turner, because Evan Turner, people said he should be picked above John Wall as the number one pick. John got fired up for those games. This reaching stuff, not in a good stance, beat by this easy move one-on-one. Pride. Guard your man. And this concerned me too. This is the first play of the game. Matchups are important in the NBA. You got to put guys in the right place to be successful, and then they have to also do it. So I would assume that John Wall to start the game is not supposed to be guarding Jake Layman. He's probably supposed to be guarding Lillard or McCollum. Instead, we have Otto Porter guarding Lillard on the first play of the game. Otto Porter, who's not nearly as capable of a defender or able to really move well laterally. Does a decent job there. But then he gets switched on to McCollum. And he's trying hard, but he's not quick, like I said. Poor lateral defender. You got to cover for him. Same thing. Who's going to step up and take the challenge? All right. This is, again, a minute into the game. We have plenty of time to get back. John should be guarding Lillard. He doesn't need to be guarding Jake Layman. We say guard your man, take the challenge, whatever. In fairness to Otto Porter, he can't take this challenge. Okay, I mean, he's slow laterally. He has poor feet. We know this. All right, so how do you stop this? First of all, he shouldn't be guarding him. Second of all, these guys got to be in a better stance, down and ready. They can't be standing straight up. They got to be bent down with their knees bent, their butt dropped in a good basketball stance. You got no help. And then Austin Rivers, same thing. These guys are good. It's really tough to guard these guys one-on-one without hand checking. Scoring's through the roof. Lillard, McCollum, unbelievable players. There's no question about that. Okay, but Austin Rivers, step up, do your job. Too high, too easy. On top of that, Markieff Morris, do your job quicker. Okay, if you're guarding Evan Turner in transition, again, a non-shooter, be right here in a stance to start. Stop standing straight up. No. 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 Who's in a stance? Who's the only guy in a stance? And he's guarding the ball. Everybody should be in a stance. You be in a stance right here so that if he gets beat, you're ready to stop it right here, up here. You're not, so he gets a head of steam. It's going to come right at you. Superstar for a reason. He's proved it. Be where you're supposed to be. Evan Turner regarding non-shooter. Okay, they go to exchange on the weak side. So this is a smart play. You're supposed to stay up here. But you're supposed to be at the nail. Right in the middle of the foul line. Ready to stop the ball if it comes off to the middle. You're a little too far out. not at the nail, not in a stance, standing too straight up. So instead you just kind of do that, whatever that is, layup. It can be done. You can choose to keep the screen pushed, keep it down to the baseline like the bench does here. You can choose to be in a stance when you're a help defender, right here, and drop down and be in the gap and get a hand on the ball and get a jump ball. You can choose, when you're the bench, to switch these screens with contact and flying around and hustling. Now, this play, okay, we call this like delay action in the NBA. It's what the Warriors run with Draymond handling up top all the time. Okay, it's basically the 5-man becomes a point guard at the top, and then these guys play split game. So split game could be a guard setting a pin down for the other guard, or it could be a guard that's lower setting a back pick, a rip screen for this guard. So right here, they're setting the rip screen. Okay, I'm just detailing this play because it's going to be pretty important. And we're going to come back to it right in a second. It's a little hard to see because of the camera angle, but basically what happened is Portland knows the Wizards are switching these screens, this back pick. And when John Wall, you see him switching, he's switching on a layman right here from Lillard. If you're going to switch this, you got to go underneath right here. Because if you don't go underneath, the read against the switch is fake like you're setting the screen, like you just did here, or set the screen even. But if you know they're switching, you slip right to the basket. Because if they're going to switch and John's going to be on this top side, there's no protection down here for this layup, for this back door. Okay, so you get beat on it once, understandable. It's going to happen. Fool me once, you can't fool me again. Come on. You can't go over it again. Watch the game. Pay attention to the guys in front of you. They already got this look. Got to take this look away. Weak side help. Regarding a non-shooter over here, you should have a foot in the paint at least. If not, be right in the middle on the help line, ready to come over and steal this pass if he gets beat. But again, you shouldn't be on the top side, but they get this look again. This time, to their credit, you hear the bench was yelling out, under Thomas, under Thomas. And he does it. You see how right here, he's not on the top side of Evan Turner. He stays underneath him. That takes away that layup. Little things. Here we see it again. This time they fight through and are able to stay with their own, even better. But now it turns into a down screen. And the Wizards do so much switching that Portland's always looking for these slips. What are we doing on the weak side? Jeff Green again. Aminu, not an elite shooter. We can help off him a little bit. You see the ball's going this way. The attention's going this way. Jeff Green, be in the paint. Be on the help line. Markieff Morris, put some pressure on the ball. This guy's a good passer. He's the playmaker here. You're in dead man's land. You're not doing anything right now. This is not any pressure on the ball. You're off him. You're not making any impact. He was able to see these passes, find those all day. It's even a bad pass all the way to the other side of the court. My God. Jeff Green, have some awareness. Otto Porter, have some awareness. Ball's over here. See the basketball. Bradley Beal's working hard at least. He's trying hard. Okay, they're pushing this pick and roll. His job is keep it down to the baseline. Don't let him come off middle. He's trying really hard to let that happen. Keith's doing his job right now. Okay, good counter against that kind of defense is to hit the big man. So as soon as that happens, first look is always back door. So Brad, first of all, you're doing a good job so far, but when he passes it, can't relax. You relax like this for a second, you're done. Okay, second thing, he makes a mistake. He relaxes. That's on him. Otto Porter. Jeff Green. We're on the weak side, guarding not the best shooters on the team. Be in the paint. Be on the help line. Be here. Get to this, Otto. Come on. What do you know? You do it the right way. Switch it under. Ball pressure. You can go under screens sometimes, as long as you keep fighting through them and contest the shot. Fight through. That's a contest. Bench played with some energy. Starters didn't. This is after halftime when you're down 21. Where's your urgency? What's your mindset? Are we all out sprinting right here? No. Are we looking away for some reason? The ball's over here. Where are we looking? The ball's over here. Get back, build a wall. Like Stan Van Gundy said, build a freaking wall. Okay? This guy has the ball. He's one of the best players in the game. You, and you should all be around the paint here, ready to build a wall. You should not be buddy running with these three guys down here who aren't in the play yet. Because any good player sees this much space, sees one-on-one coverage without guys ready to help, to be in the gaps, to be in the plugs. These guys, not one of them sees the basketball. They're going to attack. Keith may look like he helped here, but if you really know what you're looking for, come on. Get in a stance, be right here, be down and ready to play. Too late, way too late. BS. BS. Transition basketball. Shot goes up, Jeff Green takes his shot. Sprint, John. Sprint, Brad. Sprint, Otto. Sprint, Austin. What are we looking at? First priority in transition, stop the basketball. Get back and build a wall. See the ball. See your man, but see the ball. Are we seeing the ball here? Otto Porter. Lillard's a good shooter, but I don't think there's a single coach in basketball that would ever advocate in transition for you to face guard him like this. Get back, first of all, to the paint. Jeff Green, get back to the paint. Play like a big man. You got to get back down here and protect the paint. You got to get back down here and protect the paint. You got to get back down here and protect the paint. That's Aminu. We're not hugging him in transition. Otto, we're not denying this guy in transition. Who's in the paint? Who's going to get back and protect? Who's going to have some pride? And then we talked about being screened as a choice. Come on. You got to, again, too much space. Get up and get into your man. Way too much space, way too much separation lets you just get killed on these screens. And if you get killed on these screens, Jeff Green has to step up. Dwight has to step up and help. Help comes over. All right, but they're still getting these easy little shots. Fight through the screen. Get up and over. Don't hang on to the screen. Same thing. Love Bradley Beal. You got to play better defense. You're capable of being one of the best two-way players in the league, like Paul George is. All right? Take the challenge. Get up and get into this guy. You're not into him right now. You're just getting ready for the screen. You're just playing scared. Get up and get into the basketball. If you're going to be this far off him and hug the screen like this, you're going to get nailed by the screen. And Dwight's not able to stop this guy one-on-one. We talked about how good Portland was with their top sides, right? Not letting the Wizards come off any of these screens. Is John touching him right here? Is he being physical with him? Is this any physicality to not let him come off this little pin down? Answer is no. And then Turner makes this pass. Otto Porter, jump to the ball. Get off him. You stand there and ball watch. Once he makes this pass, jump to it. Be in a stance. Be down and ready to stop this ball right here. Jeez almighty. What the coverage is, execute it. Do it. Okay, they're setting, this is wedge. Play San Antonio's run forever. Play the half of teams in the league run almost. Okay, he's setting this screen for him to come set this side pick and roll. Okay, so the Wizards knew it, I'm sure. I'm sure it was in their game plan. I'm sure they wanted to push this, to send it down to the baseline. Looks like Keefe's yelling out, push. Jump up into the ball and make him go baseline. Your only responsibility on a push is not to let the ball get to the middle. Keep it to the baseline. Do the coverage. Give the coverage a chance. And then if you're going to be switching, talked about last time, contact switches. You switch this handoff here, fine, but then you got to jump up and be right into the basketball. You can't be this high up on them, just opening the floodgates to the basket. And then Markieff Morris, I don't know what this is. I mean, I just, again, we got a crappy camera angle, unfortunately, but it looks like it was a little ball screen by Nurkic. Okay, so Morris got out in a little bit of a show. He was up high, fine, but you never turn your head to the ball running around backwards. Come on, I just, that's ridiculous. Be in a stance. See the ball. Too late. Can be done. You want to get in a push? Jump up into the ball like the rookie does here. Force him to the baseline. This is the same player. This is Damian Lillard. They put their starters back in the game because the bench made them sweat a little bit. Bench made it a ball game. You want to do your job as a big, be up and impact the ball. Good high hands. Good recovery. Good contest. You'll live with that shot. That's all right. We talked about Portland, all right? You want to see a team not let a guy come off screens? They switch this right here. So McCollum's going to switch on Oubre. He wants to come off this pin down. Nope. Not letting you come off. Okay, Austin Rivers will come off. Are we going to get screened, Aminu? Are we going to hang on this Jeff Green screen? Nope. We're going to get up and over. We're going to fight through the screen. We're going to push him. We're going to get up and guard the ball again. We're going to contest every shot. Sacrifice for your team. It can be done. Starters take any charges. Shouldn't be only on the guys off the bench to come in and play with some heart and some hustle. Pick your teammates up. Have some love for each other. Cover for your teammates. Late clock. Oubre makes a little mistake here in jumping to the ball. But Austin Rivers sees it. He's there ready to take the layup away. Thomas sees Austin cover. He's there ready to rotate to Lillard. Cover for your teammates. Play together. What is this? We recognize this? Wedge again. All right? So when you get to the Thomas Bryants, when you get to the Troy Browns, okay, maybe those guys aren't in tune enough to remember the game plan if it was to push it, okay? So they didn't get it pushed, but you know what? They talked it out. They found a good way to guard this play that I would think probably wasn't even what the team told them to do, but they just talked it out amongst themselves and figured it out. Troy Brown's guarding this small here who sets this wedge screen. So he realizes, okay, if Lillard's going to come off this ball screen, I guess I can just stay up here and switch on a Lillard. And then Thomas Bryant can stay here and guard the big. And Satoransky can get back out and guard a small. That's talking it out. That's communicating. It's not a perfect science. It's not rocket science, like Austin Rivers said. But sometimes you just figure it out. You play hard. You play together. And the game rewards you. It can be done. Basketball is an honest game. Karma's a real thing in it. The game rewards hustle. It rewards effort. It rewards intensity. It rewards guys who do it the right way. You come out and show how hard you're playing. You play with intensity every night. If you play with passion, love for the game, love for your teammates, respect of the game, it rewards you. If you don't, you get crushed. This pains me to see. The Wizards shouldn't be 5-11. They're a much better team than this. There's plenty of time left to turn it around. But at some point, the onus, yeah, I'm going to say it. It's on John Wall. It's on Markieff Morris. It's on the starters. You got to play with more heart and desire. We're not blaming anybody else here. If you're the best player on the team, lead the team. Play as hard as you can. Period.